Hi, everybody. It's Phyllis in Connecticut, and I gratefully weigh and measure 3 meals a day. I write my food down. I call it into my sponsor, and I don't eat in between no matter what. And abstinence is the most important thing. What an honor. Let me just say, spur of the moment, I put my hand up because I am just so honored to be a part of you all. It's amazing. You know, how did we get so lucky to find this program that works? You know, I'm going to try and show you my picture because this is where it all started. So this is me in the flower dress. And I was on a cruise with my son, who will be 38 this week, April 12th. My abstinence date is July 16th, 2000. I was 45 years old when I came in. Today I'm 67. And it's just such a miracle that I was 12 stepped into the rooms of GreySheeters Anonymous in Westport, Connecticut, by somebody who had spoke on this meeting earlier today. I'll never forget my first meeting. I walked into the room and it was hot. I was wearing navy stretch pants that today are called leggings. I was the fattest person in the room, my first 12-step program. And I walked into this room and there were everybody happy, joyous, free, beautiful, sparkling, laughing. And there's somebody in this meeting that knew I was coming and I was welcomed. I was like, oh my God. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but my first speaker told a story and I listened. You know, I don't know how that happened. I put the cotton in my mouth and took it out of my ears. And it took me so long by going to meetings. Anyways, I got a sponsor. I looked at that gray sheet and all I knew was I ate all the stuff in the box that we don't eat. And I looked at it and thank God for sponsorship to tell me how to do it. Call me. And this lady took me to her house the next day, showed me her postage scale because she had been abstinent for a long time, and walked me through this. Anyways, I just want to say my first year, as my weight went down, I want to say I lost over 100 pounds and I've kept it off. Thank you, God. Because I had that gift of desperation. And that, I just want to say, being in a Holy Week, I have been relieved from the bondage of self. You know, I'm Jewish, and when Passover comes, that's what I think of. But it's also Holy Week, you know, in the Christian religion. Anyways, I don't eat. I was welcome into the program. In July, August, my son was away at camp. I got myself on a plane and went to the Chicago retreat. How I did that, I don't know. I think I booked my own plane ticket. I got from the airport to the Senecal. There was a refrigerator packed. Well, I was there early because I was making a vacation out of it. And I remember I met a couple of GreySheeters from Texas, and they knew who I was because I had my scale out in the kitchen, weighing and measuring my food. And that was the beginning of being in the middle of the herd for me. I got to meet people from all over. And since then, you know, there's nothing like this GreySheet community. I have had the privilege to be one of you lucky people who do this because I want it. There's nothing else that worked for me. I did Weight Watchers. I don't know how many times. I still owe them points. I gain weight and they'd be like, how did you gain weight? I don't know. I ate. Like, really? Anyways, today I'm getting ready for a 12-day road trip with my husband. I got married in abstinence. First thing I did was pack my food. I've made sawdust things. We're going on in a car. So I don't care. We can do laundry anywhere, but I know I'm protected. But there's food in North Carolina and South Carolina. And so I actually said we're staying with some friends and relatives. My favorite thing is to go to a grocery store outside that has different stores, that has different products, and they all know what I do. And you know something, at this point, I'm happily retired because I got the gift of desperation that my God got me here, gave me the clarity, and to put this first. You know, I get to live the promises, and I get to learn from everybody who has come before me and who has shown me the way. So my primary purpose is to carry the message, weigh and measure my food, don't eat in between no matter what. And in my early days, when I was triggered and I would just say, I don't eat no matter what. I don't eat no matter what. And then I would also say the serenity prayer, because that helped me get through what I can control, what I can't control. Today, you know, I love the mantras. I say a lot, bless me, bless them, change me. So I can be accepting of things I can't control. And, you know, the big book, acceptance prayer, surrender, waving that flag. I'm done, you know, nothing else worked for me. So when I do this and I've kept my weight off and I have clarity, where else am I going? I can't imagine eating off the GreySheet. I can't imagine any other food tasting as good as weighing and measuring. I am just so honored and grateful that I got the privilege to speak here when, you know, it was meant to be as far as I think, you know. So I just don't want to have regrets in this program. I used to hate to speak because I was never very clear, and I always felt I wouldn't speak clearly. But I've had the privilege to eulogize special people in my life, my dear best friend, my father when they passed away. And before that, I just ate my way through life. Today, I live life. I don't eat my way through life. I live in between my meals. I plan, protect, prepare. I'm bringing more scales with me than I need to. Thank God I'm in a car, but I've had the privilege to go to California to the Malibu retreat. I went there 5 years ago, and a GreySheeter brought me to meetings in LA and to her home. I went to London, to England on a long weekend for the roundup. I got lost in the tube. You know, poor sense of direction. I had last year, went to Texas for the first retreat, and not to mention how many of you all have come to Connecticut for our annual retreat. And not for nothing, I can't wait for the New York roundup to come back. A meeting on the train going for an hour and a half, the roundup, lunch, a meeting on the way back. You know something, no matter what happens, there's somewhere, anywhere in this world. Thank you, you know, to this Zoom committee and everybody who has put this together. You know, COVID changed the world, but look at what it did. This is the benefit. I really feel like I have sisters and brothers all over. You know, I cannot just be more grateful and more positive because I have this fabulous life. The promises are coming true. My food is good 99% of the time. You know, I enjoy it. And the other 1%, I eat because I eat 3 meals a day. It may not be the best, but it's abstinent, it's weighed and measured, and there's another meal coming, you know, that will be better. But that's all I got. I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for everybody, the Spanish community, the translation, the work that went into this, and everybody who's here and does this, because you have to do GreySheet. A lot of people want it and need it, but they don't do it. We're here and we do it. And I am just so excited. So with that, I'm going to pass, and I want to thank everybody who shares and who just keeps coming. So thank you, everybody, no matter what.